Toxic relationships can really do damage. Certain personalities seem almost programmed to drag you down, stir up drama, and leave you feeling drained. Learning how to identify and avoid these detrimental types is essential if you want to protect your self-esteem and emotional well-being. In this video, I will reveal the 12 most hazardous people you should minimize contact with if you want to thrive. These types will undermine you with their lies, negativity, manipulation, and other damaging behaviors. Thank you all for watching and enjoy. Number 1. A dishonest person. Dishonesty erodes trust and poisons relationships. When someone is consistently dishonest, it shows a lack of integrity and regard for others. Avoiding dishonest people is wise, as their lies and deception can hurt you and hold you back. A dishonest person may seem friendly at first, but don't be fooled. They will tell half-truths or omit important details to serve their own interests. You can't have an authentic relationship with someone who is not truthful. They may even try to take advantage of your trust and exploit you for their gain. Dishonest people lack credibility. Their words become meaningless because you can't believe what they say. They may make promises they have no intention of keeping just to manipulate you. It's exhausting trying to discern truth from fiction with a dishonest person. You end up always second-guessing and doubting them. The fallout from dishonesty is extensive. Dishonesty corrodes the foundation of relationships, both personal and professional. It can destroy reputations and undermine teamwork. When dishonesty is discovered, as it often is eventually, it causes embarrassment, anger, and pain. Rather than associating with dishonest people, seek out trustworthy, ethical individuals of integrity. Having honest, sincere people in your life will help you thrive. You won't have to be suspicious or worry about hidden motives. Honest people build each other up rather than resorting to lies and deception. Foster relationships rooted in transparency and truth. Number 2. A negative attitude. Being around someone with a persistently negative attitude can really drag you down. Their pessimism is draining and makes you feel depressed just listening to their complaining. Avoiding negative people is essential for maintaining a positive mindset. People with negative attitudes only see the worst in every situation. They fixate on what could go wrong rather than looking for solutions. Interacting with them means hearing constant criticism, judgment, and cynicism. They sap your motivation and kill any enthusiasm you have. Negativity is contagious. When you're surrounded by it, it's easy to become negative yourself. You start expecting the worst and seeing problems rather than possibilities. This clouds your thinking and affects your moods. It's vital to limit your exposure to constant naysayers. Avoiding negative people clears space for more uplifting, optimistic connections. Seek out people who inspire you with their hopeful perspectives. Their enthusiasm is motivating and empowers you to achieve your dreams. With their support, you can adopt a mindset of gratitude, resilience, and determination. Surround yourself with affirmation rather than condemnation. Choose to see the good in life and in others. Be discerning about who you let influence you. Keep your outlook positive by avoiding those who only see the negative. Number 3. Abusive behavior. Abusers seek to exert power and dominance over others through their actions. They may insult, yell, or degrade their targets. Some become physical through hitting, shoving, or worse. The abuse can really damage one's self-esteem over time. Walking on eggshells to avoid triggering an abuser's anger is no way to live. You deserve healthy relationships built on mutual trust and respect. Abusers reject these values and inflict harm to get their way. Their behavior should not be tolerated or justified. Abuse has serious psychological impacts that can last long after the relationship ends. It may cause depression, anxiety, PTSD symptoms, and a distorted self-image requiring healing. Seek help from counselors, support groups, or authorities to safely get away. Protect yourself by cutting contact with abusers. Their toxic behavior will only escalate without intervention. Prioritize your physical and emotional well-being over trying to please someone who hurts you. Avoiding abuse means embracing relationships where you feel valued, supported, and free. Number 4. An unreliable friend. Having a friend you can't depend on can be frustrating and upsetting. When a friend is repeatedly unreliable, it's best to avoid depending on them so you don't end up disappointed. Unreliable friends make commitments they don't keep. You can't trust their word because they often cancel plans last minute or just don't show up. They'll say they'll be there for you, but then are nowhere to be found when you need them. Letting you down again and again reveals where you stand with an unreliable friend. Their actions, or lack thereof, show you are not a true priority for them when it counts. As painful as it is, it's best to detach from these one-sided friendships. Aim to surround yourself with caring, dependable friends. Look for those who reciprocate effort and keep their promises. True friends should lift you up, not leave you hanging. You deserve people you can count on. Although it's hard, begin distancing yourself from unreliable friends. Limit your reliance on them and stop expecting them to come through. Protect your peace of mind by focusing on other friendships where your needs matter too. Find friends who are present and engaged, those who check in on you, celebrate your wins, and have your back. Your inner circle should be made up of people you can truly depend on through life's ups and downs. Number 5. Manipulative people. Manipulative people use underhanded tactics to control and exploit others. Avoiding them is key, as they will ruthlessly pursue their own self-interest at your expense. Manipulators are masterful at emotional manipulation. They use guilt, gaslighting, and passive aggression to bend you to their will. Slowly but surely they undermine your self-confidence as they gain influence over you. Beware of manipulators who play the victim. They often use their woe is me act to obligate you to help them. However, their supposed problems always continue because it's just a ploy for attention and favors. Manipulators are adept at detecting and exploiting your vulnerabilities. They see your kindness, empathy, and conscientiousness not as virtues but weaknesses to leverage for their purposes. They will present you with false choices and push your boundaries. Once they have their hooks in, manipulators are very difficult to reason with or say no to. They turn the tables on you and make you feel guilty for questioning their motives. Get out before their mind games escalate. Surround yourself with people who allow you to set boundaries and make requests. Healthy relationships are built on open communication, not manipulation. Trust those who empower you to act freely in your best interests. Number 6. An arrogant individual. Dealing with arrogant people can be aggravating. Their exaggerated sense of self-importance is usually undeserved and masks deep insecurity. Avoiding arrogant individuals protects you from condescension and preserves your self-esteem. Arrogant people routinely belittle others and treat them with disdain. They act superior and entitled, as if basic courtesy and respect don't apply to them. You never feel good enough around them. Conversations with arrogant people turn into lectures where they brag, dominate, and dismiss your opinions. They believe their way is the best way. End of discussion. This rigidity makes it hard to communicate or connect on any real level. Arrogance is often a facade to cover up feelings of inferiority and low self-worth. However, the arrogant individual's fragility is not your problem. Don't let their grandstanding intimidate you. Avoid trying to prove yourself to somebody who refuses to acknowledge your worth. Detach from their demeaning behavior, which says more about their insecurities than your value. Surround yourself with caring, humble people who lift others up. They recognize your shared humanity and meet you with empathy and understanding. You feel enriched, not belittled by their company. Number 7. A gossipy coworker. Gossips thrive on spreading rumors, leaks, and exaggerations, usually negative, around the office. They pit co-workers against each other to stir up drama. It's best not to engage and become their next target. Feeding a gossip information is unwise, as they will twist your words into something sensationalized. Keep interactions superficial and reveal as little personal info as possible so they have less fodder. Gossipy co-workers can distract from getting work done and create tension among colleagues. Avoid collaborating with them on projects where you'll have to interact frequently. If they try to rope you into trash-talking others, steer clear. Refuse to participate in maligning co-workers and making possibly false assumptions. Take the high road. A gossip's presence can erode workplace trust, but you don't have to get sucked in. Remain friendly yet guarded. Don't offer them sensitive info or join in spreading unverified rumors. Focus on being a unifying presence who brings out the best in colleagues. Avoid gossips who try to pit co-workers against each other and sow discord. Number 8. Selfish actions. Their self-centered actions usually come at the expense of others. It's best to avoid them and not enable their inconsiderate behavior. Selfish people shirk their responsibilities and obligations to pursue personal pleasure. They disregard how their actions impact you and will leave you stranded or overburdened. They have no problem benefiting from your efforts without reciprocating. Conversations with selfish people revolve around them and their needs. They show little interest in your life and problems unless they can gain something from it. They ask for favors constantly but are rarely there for you. Selfish people lack empathy and consideration. They take advantage without remorse and have a huge sense of entitlement. It's impossible to have a true two-way relationship with them. Don't bend over backwards trying to accommodate selfish people. You teach others how to treat you. Reinforce boundaries and stop enabling their thoughtless behavior. Surround yourself with caring people who make an equal effort in relationships. They reciprocate favors, ask about your life, and make compromises to meet your needs too. Keep your inner circle free of toxicity. Number 9. Jealous tendencies. Jealous people fixate on what you have that they wish they did. Status, talent, relationships, possessions. No matter how much you try to include them, it's never enough. They feel entitled to the successes and connections you've earned. Conversations with a jealous person revolve around them putting you down or pointing out your flaws to make themselves feel better. Any achievement you share will be met with criticism, not celebration. Jealous people try to control you and block opportunities because they feel threatened. They don't want you to surpass or outshine them in any way. Limit contact to prevent their negativity from infecting your self-belief. Avoid justifying yourself to jealous people. You don't need to minimize your worth to placate their insecurities. Refuse to apologize for your wins and blessings. Seek out secure people who are driven from within, not envious of others. They will encourage your personal growth and celebrate your victories. Surround yourself with supporters, not competitors. Number 10. An undermining boss. Dealing with a boss who undermines you can really damage your self-confidence and stall your career. Their toxic leadership erodes trust and harms team morale. If possible, avoiding working closely with them is wise. An undermining boss tends to be highly critical and quick to point out flaws. They give vague negative feedback that leaves you confused and insecure. When you do succeed, They minimize it or take credit. Conversations with an undermining boss leave you feeling picked apart but never good enough. They tend to micromanage and override your judgment. You end up second-guessing yourself constantly. Underminers sap your motivation and make you fear failure. Walking on eggshells trying to please them leads to anxiety and burnout. The work environment suffers as creativity and risk-taking are discouraged. Advocate for yourself with HR if needed, but avoiding an undermining boss's team may be healthiest long-term. Their leadership style fosters toxicity rather than growth. Seek out supportive managers who empower you with constructive feedback. Underminers damage self-esteem, but good leaders invest in developing your talents. Surround yourself with those who bring out your best. Number 11. Intolerant views. Being around those with hateful, intolerant views can normalize prejudice in dangerous ways. It's best to avoid bigoted mindsets that breed ignorance, fear, and division. Intolerant people cling to overgeneralizations and false assumptions about entire groups. They make no effort to understand diverse perspectives or have empathy for marginalized people. Conversations with intolerant individuals involve harmful stereotyping and slurs. You may feel pressured to smile and nod at remarks that dehumanize others. This tacit approval allows hate to spread. Intolerant mentalities blame societal problems on innocent scapegoats. When bigotry goes unchecked, it can lead to harassment, discrimination, and even violence against marginalized groups. Avoid echo chambers of intolerance by seeking out connections with people of diverse backgrounds. Open your mind to learn from their experiences and truths. Shared humanity defies prejudice. Surround yourself with people who promote justice, equality, and human rights for all people. Stand up to intolerant views. Silence can signal agreement. Kindness and ethical courage can change culture. Number 12. Lacking integrity. Surrounding yourself with people of high integrity is crucial, as those lacking it can seriously erode your trust. Avoid people who compromise their principles for selfish gain. People lacking integrity have no moral compass guiding them. They overlook unethical behavior and often contribute to corruption and injustice. Greed and dishonesty reign over doing what's right. Conversations with those lacking integrity leave you uneasy. You can't take them at their word or rely on them to make ethical choices. Everything feels like a means to an end for their benefit. Those lacking integrity have no problem exploiting others through deception and betrayal. They poach ideas, claim credit for others' work, and sweet-talk you for their own agenda. Do not confide in them. Avoid enmeshing yourself with those who lack integrity, as they often try to pressure others to abandon their principles too. Their way of operating can become normalized if left unchallenged. Seek out relationships rooted in sincerity, honesty, and reliability. Like attracts like, those with high integrity will reinforce your highest standards, not undermine them. Surround yourself with people devoted to justice, accountability, and doing the right thing, even when inconvenient. Integrity builds trust that enriches all of society. Remember, you teach people how to treat you. Being around toxicity can become normal if you don't set boundaries. Have the courage to distance yourself from people who bring out your worst self. Don't justify abuse or enable manipulation. You deserve reciprocal, uplifting relationships that help you grow. Seek out trustworthy, compassionate people who support your dreams. Surround yourself with those who reflect your values and bring light to your life. The people you allow into your inner circle profoundly impact your self-image and potential. Be selective. With toxic types, less contact is better. Follow your intuition. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this video helps you gain clarity, stand up for yourself, and only surround yourself with people who deserve access to your energy. Thank you all for watching, and may you all find peace and serenity in the Stoic ways.